Today we are going to discuss about the discounting technique, which is the present value of money. As we have discussed that the future value of money is about what will be the value of certain amount of money in the future, while the present value of money is just the opposite of the future value of money. The present value of money says that what will be the value of money today itself for some amount of money which we are going to get in future. We have seen that in future value of money, the value of money appreciates with respect to the time. While in the present value of money, you will be able to see that the value of money depreciates according to the time, because we are calculating the value of money for today itself. The example for it is, now let us suppose a person wished to invest rupees 30,000 today itself. Right now he will be able to purchase 10 grams of gold with this current 30,000 rupees. Suppose if he invests this money today itself, then he has to forego this opportunity to purchase the gold, that is 10 grams of gold. Suppose this person is going to get rupees 35,000 say after 5 years. So this person wants to calculate that whether this investment is fruitful to him or not. For the purpose of calculation, he needs to calculate the present value of this future cash inflow. That's why the person now this 35,000 is the cash inflows somewhere in the future. And the person here wished to calculate the discounted value of this inflows. That's why before making this investment, the person needs to make a comparison between the present value of inflows and the present value of outflows. However, you can easily see that the person is contributing the 30,000 rupees, which can be also termed as the outflows, and the person is making this investment or the compromise of the money today itself. That's why we need not calculate the present value of outflows, because these outflows are being incurred in present itself. That's why the present value of outflows in this example is 30,000 itself. This is present value of outflows. But we need to make a comparison of this with the present value of inflows. And the present value of inflows are being incurred somewhere in the future. That is, we are getting 35,000 rupees somewhere in the future. And we need to calculate the present value of these inflows, because the outflows are being incurred in present and inflows are being incurred in the future. The most important thing to remember here is that whenever we need to go in future, we need to multiply the things, and whenever I need to discount or come to the present, I need to discount the things, that is, I need to divide the things. But the point is, what is the need to make the comparison between the 30,000 of outflows and 35,000 of inflows? The reason is that because the person is able to buy 10 grams of gold with current 30,000 rupees, and will he be able to purchase 10 grams of gold somewhere in the future after 5 years? Now this question is very difficult to be answered, because 35,000 inflows are occurring somewhere in the future and 30,000 of outflows are being incurred today itself, and between this 5 years inflation will be there. He won't be able to purchase the same amount of gold after 5 years. So whether the investment is good or bad for a person, it's really hard to measure it without using the present value concept. Now let's discuss few more examples of present value of money. Let's take an example of this. Let us suppose a mutual fund agent approaches Mr. X to purchase a mutual fund. He asked him to invest rupees 4,000 in his mutual fund, for which he said that he is going to receive rupees 5,000 after 5 years. Now Mr. X wants to find out that whether this mutual fund agent is providing him the return which is appropriate with his time preference of money. Now, if Mr. X is going to take this mutual fund, he needs to sacrifice the 4,000 rupees today itself. He is going to lose some opportunity. Let us suppose the opportunity would be to keep this money in bank. Now, if Mr. X is going to keep his money in bank, he is going to get interest at the rate of 10%. Now, he wants to make a comparison that whether he should go for this mutual fund or not. Now, here is the role of present value of money. Now, if he wishes to calculate, he needs to make a comparison between the present value of inflows with present value of outflows. Like we have discussed in my previous lecture that the formula to calculate the future value of money was future value of money is equals to present value of money multiplied by the rate of interest raised to power the time. Now from this formula itself we can easily calculate the formula of present value of money, and the formula of present value of money will be present value of money is equals to future value of money divided by 1 plus rate of interest raised to power the time. But in future value of money, it is easy to find out this R, that is rate of interest, because it is being offered by the individual. But now in present value of money, the most difficult task is to find out this rate of interest. Now this rate of interest is nothing but the opportunity which is being lost by the investor, and this is, in this case, it would be the interest rate of 10%. Now we can easily calculate it. Either you can use the timeline or the formula itself. By using the timeline, these cash flows are on 5th year. He wants to bring it back to this time, that is time 0. That's why the formula would be the present value of money is equals to future value of money, and the future value of money is 5,000. As I have told you that whenever we go in future we need to multiply. Now we are coming back, that's why we need to divide, and we are going to divide it by the time preference. And the time preference of money is 10% because he is not able to put his 4,000 rupees in bank. That's why he wants to discount it and raise to power the time. He has kept his money for the 5 years, or it can also be written as 5,000 into present value formula for 10% of 5 years. Looking at the present value table, the value would be 5,000 into 0.621, and the answer will be 3,105 rupees. Now he can easily make a comparison between the present value of money today itself and the present value of money in future. He had made an outflow. Here the outflow of money was 4,000 and the present value of inflows are 3,105. You can easily see that the present value of inflows are much lesser than the present value of outflows. That's why this investment is not good for Mr. X, because if he keeps his money in banks, he has a time preference of money is 10%, but the mutual fund will not be able to provide him with the 10%, that is the time preference of money. That's why he need not make his investment in mutual funds. He should go for banks. Likewise, we have discussed even in my previous slide that the person, if he wished to make an investment of rupees 30,000, right now he is able to purchase gold of 10 grams and he wants to check that whether 35,000 will be able to give him the same gold. That's why he need to make a discounting factor on it. and that discounting factor will be, like we have discussed in my next example also, it will be the time preference of money. If after dividing the 35,000 by the time preference of money, the value is more than 30,000, then obviously he can go for this investment. Otherwise, he should not go for the investment, because with this 35,000 in future, he won't be able to purchase that 10 grams of gold. Now moving towards the next example. Now let's discuss the series of payments like we have discussed in future value of money. Suppose Mr. Y is going to get series of payments, that is, he is going to receive rupees 5,000 after 1 year, he is going to receive 10,000 after second year, he is going to receive 10,000 after third year, 3,000 after fourth year, and 2,000 after fifth year. Now Mr. X wished to calculate the present value of all the inflows of money which he is going to get in next 5 years. The formula will be same. Present value of money is equals to future value of money divided by the rate of interest raised to by the time. Here the rate of interest or the time preference of money is 10% per annum. Now using the timeline, we can easily calculate it. This first year inflows needs to go back at 0. For this, the future inflows, we have 5 future inflows, and the first inflow will be 5,000, and 5,000 wish to go at 0. That's why we need to divide it, because we are coming back. We are going to divide it by the rate of interest of 10% raised to power. Now count the laps between it. We have got just one lap, 1. Next will be 10,000. Still we are going to divide it. Reason is same, because these cash flow wants to come back. Count the lap between it. We have got 2 laps. That's why it would be 10% raised to power 2. Likewise, again 10,000 for the third year divided by the rate of interest of the time preference of money raised to power the time. We have got the 3 laps between it. Now 3,000, 10% raised to power 4, and 2,000 raised to power 5. We can also calculate it by using the present value factor. You can also write it as 5,000 into present value table of 10% for the first year plus 10,000 into present value table for 10% of second year. Again 10,000 into present value table for the 10% of 3 year. You can also use calculator. The present value of money table is just to make the thing simplified for the fourth year, and 2,000 into present value of money 10% for the 5 years. Looking at the present value of money table, the values are 5,000 into 0.909 plus 10,000 into 0.826, 10,000 into 0.751 plus 3,000 into 0.683 plus 2,000 into 0.621, and the answer would be rupees 23,606 rupees. That's why the present value of all the inflows of money for the next 5 years of Mr. X is nothing but 23,606 rupees. Now let's take one more example of annuity. Suppose Mr. A is going to get rupees 2,000 every year for the next 5 years. So at the end of every year, Mr. X receive 2,000 rupees. Now Mr. X every year receives 2,000 rupees at the end of each year. Now Mr. A wished to calculate the present value of money of every inflows. You can use the formula, that is present value of money is equals to future value of money divided by 1 plus rate of interest raised to by the time, and the R there is the time preference of money. Now either you can use the formula or you can calculate it by using the number line, but it is very easy to calculate it by using the annuity factor. If you use the similar formula that we have discussed in previous example, let me show you. It will be 2,000 first inflows divided by the rate of interest, that is of 10% in this case, raised to power the time is 1 because these inflows are going back to 0. Again 2000 divided by the same amount raised to power 3, 2000 raised to power 4, again 2000, time preference of money raised to power 5. We have discussed in the previous example, but you can easily solve it by annuity. Reason being, in this example you can take 2000 as common like this, right? If we are going to solve it by the previous method, we have to check again and again the present value of money for the 10% of the first year, then second, then third, then fourth, then fifth. Now, if you want to skip that process, you can easily skip it because the person is getting the equal amount of money every year. That's why we have taken common of 2000 rupees in it. That's why the formula will be very easy this time. It would be 2000 into, instead of present value of money, we need to just check another table, that is present value of annuity. And annuity is nothing but the addition. Like you have done addition in this. Present value annuity of 10% for 5 years. And the answer would be 2000 into, let's check the table. It's 3.791. Multiplying it, you will get answer. And answer is rupees 7,582. That's why the person who is getting 2000 every year for 5 years, the present value of money of same inflows is 7,582. You can also solve it by the previous formula, but it will be time consuming. That's why if you have got the same amount of inflows, you should go for the annuity factor. Now summing up with this, the present value of money and future value of money, these are all the techniques to make the simplification while making the calculation regarding the future. If we need to make an investment, you can easily make a calculation by using the present value of money, because time value of money is very important while making any investment in life. Without using the time value of money, you will end up making wrong decisions. Thank you.